What up? This is part 2 of 2. As promised, I had to break those videos up. I got to talking a little bit too much in the last one, so that thing ran about 13 minutes. Gonna run through the rest of my 164 recap. Just to get right into it, I graphed the Fighter Hotel on Tuesday for a really long time, probably 6 hours. Got about 50 cards and a bunch of 8x10s. And then I went again on Friday with my son and met up with my friend Chris from the area and hung out with him for a couple hours. He left, and then another buddy that I used to know back from the MMA graphing days showed up, and we hung out for a couple hours also and did some graphing. That was on Tuesday. Tuesday, we were the only people there, as mentioned, and just had a bunch of stuff to get done. Friday, mostly, I got just a few cards more done, and then really went to town on the 11x14 I showed in the last video. So this video, I'll show the rest of what I got. Actually, I'll start off with what I didn't get. I didn't get a couple Veras. I didn't get any Benson on cards. Didn't see Eric Koch. I left one Varner on the field. Didn't see Rothwell at all. These Milwaukee guys. I only saw Pascal Kraus. I didn't ask Kane to sign that. I never saw Gleason. My friend went there Saturday after the fights and got Gleason, but Tuesday and Friday never saw Gleason one time. So maybe he snuck out in the upper level of the lobby. Since some of the Milwaukee graphers that don't know UFC that were there getting autographs may not have known him, he may have snuck out. So that's that. Something I'm kind of proud of doing was I got 8x10s done. Hey Isaac,
yeah?
can you go grab my binder on the couch, please? I was using it for my mouse when I was working before. While I wait for my binder, I'll just get right to the cards. These are in no particular order, so I'm just going to try and run through these. These are marked on the back for most people. All right, here's my binder. You guys saw the 2 blanks I got done. One's a Barnett. One's a Cormier. So if you know anybody who can print photos on top of the autographs for me, LMK. But I was really proud of helping people out on 8x10s. Oh yeah, I didn't get Pettis either. I had transferred all my cards out of the binder onto those doc folders because it was just a lot easier. So I got this 8x10 done for my pal Neil. Ryan not getting a punch in on KJ Nunes, so to Neil in bronze. Ryan Couture. I got a couple blanks here of the Ace Lean. So signed it Korean Top Team, and this one was the first one he signed. He signed it near the bottom. So these are 8.5x11s. So I'm going to ship those off to my pal Jody. Got some more. Just a few more. Never saw Kang, Mr. Perfect Kang. Never saw him, but this one's from my pal Chris. Nice Lean, the Ace signature. Another one from my buddy Chris, Magnus. Only saw him this one time, didn't get Magnus on my 11x14. That is my pal Chris, and Josh Barnett from California, and then another Magnus. So, happy to get those done for my buddy. And then Nolan, got yours right here, pal. This turned out really nice in silver, Josh Barnett. Josh Barnett was really, really polite, but didn't look approachable, but once you asked, once you got his attention nicely and asked him if he'd sign a couple things, he said sure, and we would just walk over kind of like a sacrificial lamb. But here's my last one I got from my pal Jody. Got this done in blue. Hope that's okay. Probably should have went with the metallic, but what can you do? And then this one was the contest win from Roy. They got crease. See if you can see the crease mark is right there. So I figured I'd get it signed for Connor before I sent it off to him, kind of as consolation. So I got Uriah Faber, little California kid there. So those are the 8x10s. I got all those done for friends. None of those are for me, except for the 2 blanks I got done late on Friday, just because I had them out, kind of, after I got Lean. And after that interaction with Bruce Buffer, So now to roll through the cards. Some of these cards are for Matt, some of these cards are for Neil, some of these cards are for me, some are for Nolan, and some are for Eric. So yeah, and some are for Chris. So just got a bunch of cards here, so I'm going to try to run through them. Bunch is a bunch. So I got Panzer, Mir, Mir again, Mir again, Mir again, Mir, more Mir. Got that one for obviously for Chris. Got a Gaudno for Chris. Got a Chad Mendez, Ryan Couture. These are supposed to be bronze autographs. Ones that are, there's a blue, 2 different times. He was on his way to dinner and didn't really feel like signing a whole page, so he signed and skipped a few. So Bloodlines. Clay Guida has a bad signature in person, especially on cards, but TTM autograph is great. Roth, he's not as friendly as he usually is because it's fight week for him. Looking like a pig. What's going on with my shirt? And then Vera, I was disappointed that he just wouldn't sign a whole sheet of cards. A sheet meaning like 6. He only wanted to sign a couple at a time. He was not really that great, but he did sign, and his signatures aren't that bad. So kudos to him for signing, but it would have been nice just to get them all done. I was really hoping most of the fighters would just be willing to sign everything, because it was so early in the week, but they weren't really. So got the Bloodlines to Neil, got the round 1, unpersonalized, got another Gaudno to Eric, got a Gaudno to me. I've got a bunch of Jared Hammond. These 2 I think are Marshalls. Varner I saw once on Tuesday with his bags, and thankfully I got most of mine done because I never saw him after that. Another Mir, another Hammond, another Faber. See, like these are marked on the back for Matt. A nice Poirier, more Couture. Another Poirier, Wow, a lot of Coutures. Money Mendez. See, like that one's Eric's. Another Eric from Money Mendez. Really jealous. I like the finest. It's odd that I don't have his 11 finest done. Here's another Panzer. That's another Eric card. So yeah, more Jared Hammond. Talked to him with my friend Chris from here from Wisconsin. We're both Christians, so we like to hang out, and it was cool to hang out in the lobby. And then when Jared saw us, Jared gave me, which I don't have, his cornerman shirt from 2011 fight in Milwaukee. So that was 2 years in the making to get that, but it's a brand new one. It wasn't the fight worn one, but still Jared Hammond is a sincere Christian guy, going to seminary right now and working at Easton BJJ with Fire Marshall or Elliot Marshall. So we'll talk to him for like an hour on Tuesday. Right when we saw him, he went and bought us Starbucks, and then said, "Hey, let's sit here and talk." And he didn't want to sit in the Starbucks because he wanted us to go in the lobby so we didn't miss anybody. But we never interrupted the conversation because we had just really good Jesus talking and life talking and stuff like that. So I wasn't going to just interrupt that conversation, put that on pause and run off and get autographs. So that Tuesday night became actually a pretty late night because I had to wait for a lot of the guys to come back down and go to dinner and stuff like that. So it's more Hammonds, another Varner. That's Eric. This one's for Eric. Nolan, what up? I think this one's yours, brother. Nolan, another one for you. Nolan, another one for you. Whoa. Fat stack. Another one for Nolan. Varner's came out real nice. Good thing I got them done. All these were 2 TTM cards from last week. Got mixed up in there. And, oh yeah, another one. That's available for trade. I think Big Blue 89 wants that one. So that's most of the cards. Yeah, of course, Hammond was cool to sign. Mir signed a couple for me the first time on Tuesday, and then he ran off and picked up his wife, probably from the airport or something, came back with his wife and signed a bunch more for me. And then on Friday, after the weigh-ins, got back to the lobby at the Fighter Hotel, and actually somebody was sitting on the couch, and asked if my son and I were at the weigh-ins. I said, yeah. She said, well, who looked good? And I said, well, obviously Showtime looked good. And she goes, anybody else? She had a big smirk on her face, and I figured it was Frank Mir's wife. So I said, yeah, Frank looked good. And then we started talking about Frank a lot. And after talking with her on and off for about 10 minutes, I asked her if she had any cards of Frank, and she said no. So I actually peeled off a title shot around 4, and I think a Moment of Truth, and gave them to her. She's real thankful and stuff like that. Really nice person. Interesting, though, gave a lot of information about Frank, about how he travels back and forth from Albuquerque back to Vegas, and also said that he's been overthinking a lot of stuff during his fights, so it was very interesting. And talked about his take on booing and stuff like that. She was real talkative, obviously, and covered a lot of territory with her conversation, but they ended up going to dinner on Friday. And then on his way back from dinner, I got Frank in the lobby, and he signed my last 3 cards in copper. And then I had said to him, I said, hey, I gave your wife a few cards, and she looked up, and she said, she kind of made eye contact with Frank and stuff, and I'm not sure what she said or whatever, but I said, just say it was really nice talking to you, and have a good fight. And Frank looked at me, not cross-eyed, but kind of like, what, you're talking to my wife? I kind of felt weird, but I was just being kind and saying nice talking to you, but it is what it is. So I got a couple Bruce Buffers after we got the tickets. So nice to get an in-person on my own of Bruce Buffer. Here's the Frank Mir I got. That one's in copper. Kind of, see, looking at it backwards doesn't really make sense on the screen here. So yeah, here's the title shot. Really wanted the title shot done, and I really wanted another round 4 done. In silver on this one would have been awesome. But nice to get that done. Matt Serra was great. Real talkative, obviously. Another long video, sorry fellas. Matt Serra was great. Made comments about his cards, especially the next one of the 2 coming up here. So got the one signed with GSP, and then he made a comment about how Topps took pictures of his jelly roll. So yeah, nice to see him. This was a disappointing meet, seeing Dwayne Bang. He was kind of sketchy for some reason. He signed this one first, signed it pretty decent with Bang, and left this one unsigned on my page. And I said, hey, can you get this one too, and can you put Coach Bang on that one? So he did, but wasn't overly friendly like he was 2 years ago in Milwaukee. Greg Jackson, super nice guy. So was Elliot Marshall. I got him on my 11x14. I said, hey, next time I see you, would you do my 2 cards? He said, no, I'll do them now. So he did my cards at the Leaf in around 4. So nice to get those. And then Luis Gaudno, I realized that he trains out at, it's like Shaman's or something like that. Shaman's Gym out in New York. They have a lot of locations. I think he's out of the Hoboken one. And I think one of his buddies he tweets is Nick Pace, so I kind of figured Nick Pace would be there, and he was, so I took my Nick Pace cards. He's kind of like surprised that I knew who he was and asked for his autograph because he's with a bunch of the Hoboken Tiger Shaman fellas. So that's it for the cards. Like I said, most of those are for lots of other people. I've had most of those in my collection, so I'm excited for all of you guys to get your cards, and really happy to help you out. Especially looking forward to Tim getting those gloves, hooking him up. But Eric, Chris, Neil, and Nolan, and Matt, it was fun helping you guys out. I really had a good time autographing. Thanks for the extra cards if you guys sent me any. And I hope everybody is pleased with their stuff. Really not much more to say, other than, it was really an awesome time. And I was just a little bit surprised that the fighters weren't a little bit more friendly, but it might just have been timing because Tuesday they were just getting in. Sometimes, like I said, Varner had his bags that he was walking in with, so they were pretty much still traveling and getting situated. Luis Gaudno was one of the guys who took his bags up to the main floor, just a floor up, and then came back down to sign, whereas I saw Benson Henderson with my pal Chris. It was just me and him in the lobby, and he was about 15 feet away when we both mentioned, called out to Ben if he'd come over and sign real quick for us 2 guys, and he kind of did, looked up and, I got to go up to my room real quick, I'll get you when I come back, and he never came back, so it's kind of stupid, but very, very typical for all the stories that have been spread about him. But